It is 6 a.m. You wake up, walk into the bathroom, and look in the mirror. You notice a few new wrinkles around your eyes. Your muscles are not as firm as they were in your 20s, and that familiar dull ache in your knees is acting up again. You sigh and think to yourself, I guess I am just getting old. It happens to everyone. But are you sure that aging is an inevitable decline? Many people believe that to fight aging, they need to lace up their running shoes and jog for hours every day, or obsess over hitting exactly 10,000 steps. Do you think pushing your heart rate to the max and sweating buckets is the true key to the fountain of youth? The truth is, overdoing moderate cardio does not make you younger. It actually spikes your stress hormone, cortisol, it breaks down your muscle tissue, and it accelerates your cellular aging. Loose fat and wrinkles are not your real enemies. The true silent killers are the decline of your mitochondria and age-related muscle loss, known as sarcopenia. Welcome to the channel. Today, we are skipping the empty cliches. We are going to decode the hidden biological mechanisms and discover 5 exercises, or more accurately, 5 biological signals that will actually help you reverse your biological clock, right down to the cellular level. But before we dive into these 5 signals, we need to understand something fundamental. What on earth is actually happening beneath your skin? Why is it that at age 50, one person can have the physique and boundless energy of a 30-year-old, while another struggles with stubborn belly fat, prediabetes, and crumbling joints? The root of this problem is not the calendar on your wall. It is buried deep within your DNA. As we age, 2 core biological systems begin to collapse. First, your mitochondria. Think of them as the microscopic power plants inside your cells. Over time, these energy factories start to shut down and die off. This is exactly why you feel chronically exhausted, and why your body seems to store fat much faster than it used to. Second, your hormones undergo a massive, chaotic shift. Crucial youth-preserving hormones, like testosterone and human growth hormone, take a nosedive. Meanwhile, due to modern lifestyle errors, your insulin and cortisol levels remain dangerously high. This imbalance locks your body into a vicious cycle of fat storage and constant stress. But here is the incredible news. A groundbreaking 2017 study from the Mayo Clinic, published in the journal Cell Metabolism, proved something extraordinary. Exercise is not just a simplistic tool to burn calories. They found that highly specific types of training can increase mitochondrial capacity by up to 69% in older adults. It literally rejuvenates your cells from the inside out. So, what exact signals do we need to send to our bodies to trigger this cellular reset? Here is signal number 1. Activating mTOR through heavy resistance training. Now, listen closely. This is not about building massive bodybuilder muscles. We mentioned sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, earlier, but it is more than just losing physical size. It is the primary reason older adults lose their independence, become frail, and suffer from life-threatening falls. Lifting heavy weights is your ultimate biological prescription against this decline. Here is the science behind it. When you lift a weight that is challenging enough, you create microscopic tears in your muscle tissue. This specific physical stress triggers a vital biological pathway called mTOR. Think of mTOR as a master switch for protein synthesis inside your body. It literally commands your system to rebuild those damaged fibers thicker and much denser. At the exact same time, this intense effort stimulates the natural release of testosterone and human growth hormone. Remember those crucial youth-preserving hormones we talked about losing in the previous section? By lifting heavy, you are forcing your body to produce them again. To put this into practice, You need to focus on compound movements that work multiple joints at once. Think squats, deadlifts, push-ups, and pull-ups. You do not need to live in the gym. Doing this just 2 to 3 times a week is perfectly enough. The real secret is selecting a weight that makes you reach near muscle failure by the 8th to 10th repetition. The benefits go way beyond looking toned. This builds much denser bones and permanently boosts your resting metabolic rate. But hear this crucial warning. Always prioritize perfect technique over heavy weights to completely protect your joints from unnecessary injury. Now, let us move to signal number 2. The mitochondrial machine, also known as high-intensity interval training. We talked about your dying cellular energy factories earlier. This type of training is your most powerful tool to not only revive them, but to aggressively sweep away senescent cells. You can think of these as zombie cells that linger inside you, spreading chronic inflammation and making you age much faster. Here is the exact science of how it works. When you push your heart rate above 85% of its maximum capacity for a very short burst, you force your body into a temporary state of oxygen deprivation. This intense, brief physical stress wakes up a crucial enzyme called AMPK, which acts as your ultimate cellular energy sensor. Once awakened, it immediately orders a massive cleanup of damaged proteins. More importantly, it triggers a process called mitochondrial biogenesis. Simply put, it forces your body to build brand new, highly efficient, youthful power plants from scratch. You do not need to spend hours doing this to see incredible results. Just 1 or 2 short sessions a week is plenty. Here is a simple protocol you can follow. Sprint all out on a treadmill or pedal as hard as you possibly can on a stationary bike for exactly 30 seconds. Then, slow right down and walk or pedal very gently to recover for 90 seconds. Repeat this cycle 4 to 6 times. That is the entire workout. This incredibly short routine massively increases your insulin sensitivity. It helps your body process sugars safely instead of storing them as stubborn belly fat. But you must listen to this critical warning. Do not overdo it. Doing high-intensity intervals every single day will push your cortisol levels into a toxic zone. It will put your body in a state of constant panic, completely reversing all your hard-earned anti-aging results. Now, we arrive at signal number 3, energy regeneration, specifically through Zone 2 walking. This is the exact opposite of the intense, heart-pounding sprints we just discussed, but it is just as crucial for your longevity. This is how you build the indestructible foundation of your cardiovascular health and teach your body how to become a relentless fat-burning machine. Here is the fascinating science behind it. When you keep your heart rate exactly in Zone 2, which is roughly 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate, a profound metabolic shift happens. Your body stops relying on sugar or glycogen for quick fuel. Instead, it taps directly into your stored fat. By staying in this specific moderate heart rate zone, you increase the density of your blood vessels. Even better, you trigger a biological process called mitophagy. We talked earlier about clearing out damaged mitochondria. While high-intensity intervals force the creation of new power plants, Zone 2 training provides the ultimate steady, deep clean for the old ones. It directly solves the core cause of cellular aging, and it does this without putting any stressful load on your central nervous system. So, how do you put this into practice? Aim for 3 to 4 sessions a week. Each session should last somewhere between 45 and 60 minutes. This could be a brisk, purposeful walk, or a very light, easy bike ride. The golden rule here is the talk test. You should be slightly warm and breaking a light sweat, but you must be able to hold a full conversation in long sentences without ever gasping for air. If you cannot speak normally, you are going too fast. The benefits are truly life-changing. It effectively melts away the most dangerous type of fat, your hidden visceral fat, while safely lowering your blood pressure. And the best part is that it is incredibly gentle. This makes it the perfect anti-aging tool for absolutely everyone, especially if you are currently overweight or struggling with painful joints. Next, we have signal number 4, the neural flow, which comes from balance and reflex training. Up until now, we have focused heavily on your muscles, your heart, and your metabolism. But none of that matters if your brain cannot properly communicate with your body. One of the most terrifying, yet rarely discussed signs of aging is the decay of your motor nervous system. Did you know that a simple fall is a leading cause of accidental death in older adults? And the frightening truth is that this invisible loss of balance actually begins the moment you turn 40. But you can actively stop this neurological decline. When you perform movements that challenge your spatial awareness and physical coordination, your brain releases a powerful protein called BDNF. You can think of BDNF as literal miracle fertilizer for your brain. It does not just protect your existing brain cells, it actively stimulates the growth of brand new neurons. It sharpens your memory, and it reinforces a lightning-fast connection between your brain and your muscles. The best part is that you do not need a gym for this, and it takes almost no time. You only need 5 to 10 minutes a day. You can easily build this into your normal routine. Try standing on one single leg while you brush your teeth every morning. Bounce a tennis ball against a wall and quickly catch it. Or try some very light, controlled jumping movements to challenge your center of gravity. These tiny daily habits are the ultimate biological hack. They will keep your mind razor-sharp and perfectly preserve the lightning-fast reflexes of your youth. Finally, we reach signal number 5, the shock absorber, active stretching and yoga. We have talked a lot about intentionally stressing your body to make it younger and stronger, whether through lifting heavy weights or pushing through high-intensity intervals. But here is the absolute catch. If you never hit the brakes, that built-up chronic stress will eventually destroy you. Remember cortisol, the toxic stress hormone we mentioned earlier that causes you to store stubborn belly fat? Well, it does something even more terrifying. Constant high cortisol literally shrinks your hippocampus, which is the exact part of your brain responsible for your memory. To stop this destructive cycle, you must release the physical tension trapped deep inside your fascia, the connective tissue webbing that holds your entire muscular system together. When you perform slow, active stretching combined with deep diaphragmatic breathing, commonly known as belly breathing, you perform a biological magic trick. You instantly activate your parasympathetic nervous system. This sends a massive, undeniable signal of complete safety directly to your brain. The moment your brain feels safe, it immediately shuts down cortisol production. It flips the biological switch from panic mode into deep cellular recovery mode. You only need 10 to 15 minutes every single night, right before you go to sleep. Focus your energy on gentle movements that open up your hips and slowly lengthen your spine. This simple nightly ritual dramatically improves the quality of your deep sleep. And make no mistake, deep sleep is the ultimate golden window for your body to naturally heal itself, repair your DNA, and truly reverse the aging process. Now, you might be thinking, how on earth do I fit all 5 of these signals into my life? Let me be very clear. You do not need to, and you absolutely should not, do all of these in a single day. Instead, you must weave them into a rhythmic weekly routine. Here is a master schedule designed to perfectly optimize these biological signals. On Mondays and Thursdays, focus on activating mTOR. Spend 45 minutes lifting heavy resistance to rebuild your muscle tissue and bone density. On Tuesdays, fire up your mitochondrial machine. Do a thorough 15-minute warm-up, followed by just 15 minutes of intense, breathless, high-intensity interval training. Then, on Wednesdays and Fridays, shift your body into energy regeneration. Take a 45 to 60-minute brisk walk in Zone 2 to melt away visceral fat and deep clean your cells. When Saturday rolls around, it is time for neural flow. Engage in a reflex sport, go dancing, or simply practice your balance exercises to keep your brain razor sharp. And finally, every single night, right around 9:30 p.m., engage your shock absorber. Dedicate 10 minutes to static stretching and deep breathing to prepare your nervous system for ultimate recovery. Why is this specific sequence so incredibly important? Because it perfectly alternates between catabolic days, where you intentionally break your body down through lifting and sprinting, and anabolic days, where you build it back up through gentle walking and stretching. This is not just a workout plan. This exact rhythm perfectly mimics the ancient survival cycles of our ancestors. It is the exact code you need to force your modern body to thrive, heal, and truly age backward. Your body is an incredibly powerful, highly adaptable machine. Aging is not some terrifying, slippery slope that you have absolutely no control over. By deliberately sending the exact right signals to your body, from lifting heavy weights to pushing through high-intensity intervals, mastering your steady Zone 2 walks, challenging your neural balance, and finally, releasing tension through deep stretching. You are no longer just exercising. You are literally rewriting your own genetic code. You are directly commanding your cells to function with the vibrant energy of your youth. Deeply understanding your biology is the ultimate key to true anti-aging. It is not about blindly exhausting yourself on a treadmill for hours on end. Now, take a long, honest look at your current daily habits. Which of these 5 biological signals are you actually prioritizing right now? I want to hear your story. Leave a comment down below, telling me your age, where you are watching from in the world, and the one physical activity you currently do the most. Finally, if this video changed the way you view your body, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. Join us as we continue to decode the hidden science of your ultimate health.